Hi everyone, my name is Leon and welcome to Leland PS lecture module about case structure. So first, what is case structure? And case structure is just the outline of your case. And the reason why case structure is important is because it makes flowing much easier and it makes your cases more neat and understandable. And this is really important if you have a parent judge because good case structure and good signposting would lead to your parent judge being less confused in the round. So the normal case structure just goes claim, warrant, and impact. And we start off with the claim. The claim is just what's your argument saying? So for example, if you were to run the access argument on AF for this topic, your claim would be Medicare for All gives access to all Americans. And you should be including uniqueness here. And uniqueness is why your argument is unique to your side. So AF uniqueness always concerns saying that the status quo, the current state, is bad. So for example, if you're running access, try to find something about how people are losing insurance at high rates in the status quo. And neg uniqueness always says that the status quo is good or changing. And for example, on Medicare for All, try to find something that says that the current healthcare system is fine or improving if you're running something related to healthcare. And the second part of case structure is the warrants. Warrants are reasons as to why your argument would happen. So for example, on AF, saying that Medicare for All grants access to all Americans and diving straight into the impacts is not sufficient warranting. And one argument typically has 2 to 3 warrants. And finally, it's the impact. The impact is just saying, why does your argument matter? And impacts are the real world implications of your argument. So an example of impacts would be saying, oh, we can save 100,000 lives, or you could decrease poverty by 20%. And when you write your impacts, write them to set you up for a weighing. Now we're going to be looking at the types of impacts. So there's really 2 types of impacts. The first is binary impacts. And if your impact is binary, then this means that your impact either happens or doesn't. So for example, extinction is a binary impact. Because you can't go half extinct, you either go extinct or you don't. And to win a binary impact, you need to win uniqueness. And you should always try to prove what happens. And you need to prove what happens to You need to prove what needs to happen to trigger your impact and prove that actually happens in your argument. So binary impacts are usually pretty hard to win. The other type of impact you could run is a scalar impact. And this means that your impact can happen to many different extents. So for example, economic growth is a really common scalar impact. You can either have a little bit of economic growth or a lot of economic growth because economic growth is a percentage. It's not like the economy either grows or it doesn't. Pay structure is pretty important, but at the same time, it's also really hard to grasp. So in order to help y'all understand this more, we're going to be breaking down one of the cases that Daniel and I read on the universal basic income topic. So for context, the resolution was the United States federal government ought to replace means-tested welfare with a universal basic income. So our argument was pretty simple. It was that, automation is going to happen by 2030 and means-tested welfare isn't going to do anything, but a universal basic income would. So this is the uniqueness evidence that we gave. We told you that in a 10-year span with means-tested welfare happening, 3.5 million people fell into poverty. And we gave you 2 solvency issues, warrants, as to why UBI would solve for A, poverty, and B, automation. So the first one we gave was building businesses, because businesses can't automate away jobs because these businesses, like the business owners, just won't automate them away. And we tell you that a UBI is going to build businesses. It gives middle class workers enough to push them over the hump that is of building a business. And the second is by increasing education. And this is just saying, after automation happens and people get their jobs automated away, jobs that require a college degree won't. So this means that these people who get their jobs automated away can either go to retraining programs or go to school. And then this is our impact. We said that 70 million people would be affected by automation, and a UBI would just save these people from unemployment. And unemployment leads to poverty. So essentially our impact was just 70 million people would be saved from poverty. And yeah, in order to just help y'all visualize what a case structure would break down in round, we prepared a visual. So it's not very good, but you could see how the claim and the impact are connected by the warrants. And if, for say, your opponent were to take out your first warrant, then you still have your second warrant to go for. So technically you have 2 paths to the ballot in this case. So yeah, thank y'all for listening, and that's case structure.